In today's video, we will be replacing an old friend of mine, someone who's been with me for many, many years and has saved my hands countless times, which would be this here Snap-on punch and chisel holder. Now, for those of you who don't know this particular thing, you just kind of put your punch or your chisel through here, crank it down with this, tighten up the jam nut, and you can wallop that thing like there's no tomorrow. You'd be surprised how much harder you could hit something with a hammer if you're not in danger of actually smashing your fingers, and that's where this thing kind of comes in. Some people say just use a set of vice grips, and yeah, I've tried that. I prefer this better. I just think this works out better for me, and I've been using vice grips, and I'm missing this thing, so I'm gonna kind of get this video recorded so I can go back to using that tool again. But yeah, like I said, this thing just kind of holds everything off to the side, and as I said, you could come in there like it owes you money and just beat it. And the other day, it just kind of gave me a little thing here, so I went on the old internets there, and I kind of looked around. I'm always into trying new things, and pretty much everything I saw either looked like junk or could possibly be junk, and I actually want a tool that I could use. So what I did was I checked out Williams, who makes some Snap-on screwdrivers, and I found the exact same thing on the old Williams catalog there. Just says Williams on it, oddly enough. And yeah, so while I was in there, I was like, you know what, they got some other stuff in here at Williams. Let's make a full video out of it. So I got this T-handle screwdriver, and I got this here ratcheting screwdriver, T-handle ratcheting screwdriver. Before I started the video here, I kind of went on Snap-on's website, and I kind of checked the look-see just to see what the difference is as far as pricing goes. The chisel holder, Snap-on part number would be PPC5A, $61. I paid, well, the Snap-on one would be $61. The Williams one, I paid $25, so that's a pretty significant savings in my opinion. 8.3/4 inch ratcheting screwdriver, SSD MR4B, Snap-on number, $85.75. I paid $37 with the Williams name on it, $37.62, and I went and I kind of looked at this. I've never actually owned one of these before, but I kind of see how this would be kind of handy as far as getting into tight areas and whatnot, so I decided to pick it up, and this would be the 10-inch T-handle ratcheting screwdriver, and this particular one sells for I wrote it down, $97, and I got it off of Williams for $44.14. So all together, I saved $135 by buying it with the Williams name on it instead of the old Snap-on name on it. So yeah, why don't you say we kind of take a look down at this stuff real quick? I'll give you my opinions on the things, and yeah, let's go do that. All right, well, let's start off with what actually inspired this video, which would be this here Snap-on punch and chisel holder. Like I said, I've looked at different options as far as these things go, and this just looks like it's the best suited for what I'm doing. And I mean, like I said, a couple of decades of proven use on the thing. I mean, if I'm being honest, there's only one other thing I've spent as much time beating on, and I can't show you that on camera. So, I mean, it's well used. And like I said, I don't mind when tools break when I've got a lot of time on them. And like I said, this thing don't owe me a nickel. Getting into the actual new one, I mean, you can see this one came with the red little grippy thing on there. It lasted maybe 6 months or 5 or 6 beating sessions, and it just kind of fluffs off, and no big deal. But I mean, again, same construction, same everything, same that nice Snap-on hard plastic handle that, I mean, me particularly I really like. And yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just basically you put the punch or chisel through the hole, crank it down as hard as you can with this, and then you take this jam nut and tighten it down. It will come loose with excessive beating, but like I said, I just prefer this over vice grips. I can get my hand out of there. It's got a nicer grip on it. It doesn't send a shock into your hand when you're smacking on it. Like, give it a choice. I mean, I'm picking this every day, but I mean, like I said, if you're using vice grips, you probably don't need one of these things. But it's just my personal preference from someone who's used both. All right, let's get these off to the side here, and we'll bring out the old T-handle screwdriver, 10-inch. Now I've had T-handle drivers before, mostly hex and Torx type deals, but not with the replaceable bits. One thing I did forget to mention with this and the ratcheting screwdriver, as far as I can see, the only difference between this and the snap-on version is that the snap-on version has knurling on both of the shafts. Would be nice to have at a additional $30 to $40 cost. I think I'll live without it, if I'm being completely honest. If it bothers me that much, I'll just put a little bit of grip tape around it. But back on topic here, again, that nice black pressed plastic handle that I do like. We got a selector here. Center is locked in both directions, which is nice for when you got a screw that's kind of giving you a little bit of fits with corrosion. You can kind of get in there and do it back and forth. Ratcheting in that direction. I'll put up to the microphone. Very nice soft ratcheting sound. A little bit of back drag on it, but not too bad. It'll probably loosen up as it breaks in. The other direction. Very nice. And it does the thing like the LTT screwdriver does, where the direction that you rotate it in is the actual direction that you're going to be putting torque on. So turn that way, torque's in that direction, turn that way, torque's in that direction. It's also nice too for something like this, if you're screwing something in and you kind of have your hands in a goofy position. If it was the other way, like a lot of other screwdrivers, when you're torquing it in, you could actually pop it out of gear and then you're going in the wrong direction. Whereas in this one, it's going in gear in the direction where you're turning it. But yeah, I could see this coming in handy. Deep dark hole, you know what I mean? You got a tough screwdriver you need to get into, just kind of insert and get a nice good bit of torque on it with that T-handle. Yeah, in the hand, I mean, it feels nice. I am definitely digging it. The bit on the side here, USA made. What are they giving you here? I'm guessing that's a number 3 or a number 2 Phillips. One or the other, but I mean, I got plenty of bits, so I'm not too worried about that. This particular one also only comes with that bit. So let's move on to the actual ratcheting screwdriver. Now, sitting on a bench, I actually got a couple selections of ratcheting screwdrivers that I've looked at in the past on this channel. One would be the LTT, the famous LTT screwdriver. The other one would be this here Klein Tools ratcheting screwdriver. Again, not a bad screwdriver. Wasn't a whole big fan of that, and this has got the same situation where the direction that you turn the knob in is actually the direction that it's ratcheting, which I don't like. Another thing I want to mention about these Klein screwdrivers, which is something I discovered kind of after the fact. Let me grab it real quick. Here's the one that I keep in the old tool bench. I did a tool bag. I did a video on this not too long ago. This particular one isn't ratcheting, but it's got this here thing on the thing here, and it's got the carousel in the back. One thing that sucks about this carousel, if you get one of these screws stuck in there, it's not easy to get that screw to get back into the carousel. Then the thing doesn't close. Kind of a pain in the butt. But I will say too that the rubber over mold on this here Klein screwdriver is getting a little soft from dealing with my greasy hands. But the thing I'm actually wanting to talk about is, let me grab the thing. Let's get a 1/4 inch hex right here, and you stick it in here. I'm just doing this so I got something to really grab onto. When you get these things and they got a stubborn bolt, the freaking handle, actually I don't even really need the torque, handle spins on them. That's not good, Klein. I mean, why would you want that? So, but it's nice if you follow along with me. If I find stuff, I'll let you know about it. And this is one of the things I found. Now, the ratcheting one will probably be better because I've never used a ratcheting one with greasy hands. That one just kind of sits on the bench. And I'll get in the center there. Yeah, the ratcheting one doesn't do it. It seems like it wants to do it. So I think it's just the greasy hand things is making the rubber over mold, excuse me, on the handle get kind of loose on it. But yeah, I don't like that at all. That shouldn't be like that. And I haven't had this that long, so like I said, I'm pretty sure that thing will just peel right off if I gave it enough encouragement. Now, looking at the actual Williams, aka Snap-on driver itself. Again, no knurling on the shaft. Like I said, if that's worth 30-40 bucks to you, I would buy the Snap-on version of it. Ratchets in the direction that the knob goes in, or tightens in the direction that the knob goes in. Very nice. Has a center, or if you got to work one back and forth. One thing I don't like about this is kind of cheese ball, is the bit storage in the handle. I don't know. It just kind of feels like an afterthought. I'm not a big fan of the old rattling. Speaking of the bits that you get with it, you get your standard size flatheads, and you get, looks like a 1 and 2, or maybe that's a 3, doesn't say. But it's got a number that doesn't mean anything to me. Oh, you know what I just noticed? I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. If not, I'll take a picture, but it's actually got the Snap-on logo on that bit. So yeah, they're not hiding it. A lot of people try to post on social media like they discovered something. You go on Snap-on's page, it's got Williams' name sitting right on it, and Baco and every other tool brand that they own that they rebrand for their Snap-on stuff and Blue Point stuff. But yeah, I mean, as far as the actual ratcheting mechanism goes, it's a clean mechanism compared to the Klein one. It actually feels very similar to the Klein one. I would have to put these on par with each other as far as that goes. Klein one's a little bit more rattly, but no, the Williams one is better. I can kind of feel it. This is kind of clunky feeling. This has got a nice smooth action, and of course the LTT screwdriver, which is just silky smooth. And this is more of a bougie tool, but I mean, it's worth it to put it up in the lineup there. I will say that yeah, I mean, the bits that are going into this thing, I'm pretty much done with this thing. So this thing actually has a very nice selection of bits. So I think I'm going to take all the bits out of this one and throw them in this handle and call it a day with that. But yeah, I mean, nice enough tool. Again, for the price, it's not bad. I think I said this was $37. So I mean, how could you go wrong with that? Not too bad at all. But if I'm kind of going as far as nice, we're going to line these up. Nice best to least, I'm going to go LTT, Williams, and then go Klein, following up the pack there. And if we're going to go as far as value for your money, and you're a mechanic and you just need a decent ratcheting screwdriver, go Williams, and then LTT, and then we're going to throw the Klein back in the back end there. But yeah, not a bad screwdriver. I'm sure it'll do fine. I mean, it doesn't break in my hand, so that's a plus in both directions. And the ratchet still works, so yeah, I can't argue with it. I like it. I'm glad I bought it. So there we go. That's a nice selection of Williams tools. Totally not Snap-on. Don't let your eyes deceive you. Yeah, nice tools. Decent price. I mean, what are we talking? Little less than half the price of if you bought these off the tool truck, and basically the same thing, short of a little knurling on here and a little bit of Snap-on branding on the handle. Some people, it's the whole reason they buy Snap-on is for that branding, because they want that clout. I guess, I don't know. I buy tools that I think will work, not tools for looking good for other people. Why would you do that? I don't know. I see some of these guys with their Snap-on boxes they're showing, and they pull out the ratchet drawer, and it's just filled with thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of ratchets, and it's just like, are you a collector? Because it looks like a collection. It doesn't look like you're using this too much, but I don't know. Maybe they're flat rate and they got a lot of time on their hands to keep their tools clean and organized. I don't know why I went on that tangent, but I did. But yeah, all that being said, it's nice to see that we can still build some nice tools here in the old United States of America. We used to do it a lot. Believe it or not, back in the day, well, we were almost known for building good stuff, but now we farm it overseas. We could go into debt buying that stuff. Crap. But I wore my American flag shirt in honor of these American-made tools. And I have my tapestry, black and white flag lit up in the background. I've got so much controversy over that little tapestry in the back. It's not a flag, for one. It's a tapestry. The dimensions don't line up, and it's only one-sided. And it's black and white because it supports all first responders. And it's there because the TV that's over here was on this wall, and I wanted to cover the holes. I've had people unsubscribe because of that thing. I leave it up there. It's kind of like a filter for stupid people who go overboard with their patriotism. It's just a tapestry, Chief. Relax. Take a chill pill. No, yeah, like I said, it's a filter. So anybody who's dumb enough to get mad at that, bye. I'll see you. I don't need you around. Anyway, another tangent. So, all that being said, good tools, American made. I like them. I'm sure they're going to be great. These two are going in the old tool bag. This is going to go into my hammer craft drawer. The Klein screwdriver with the melting handle, I'm going to put that in the drawer. 2 years from now, I'm going to find it and be like, why am I still holding on to that, and throw it in the garbage? It was less than 20 bucks. I'm not hating on it, but like I said, I'm a little disappointed in that grip peeling off. Probably be the last Klein screwdriver I buy because of that reason. But yeah, all that being said, any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the old comments section. I will leave links to all this stuff down there in the description. And I think that's about a video. I'd like to thank you for watching. There you go.